been doing a lot of modern Hasbro stuff lately, so today it's time to show the Kenner fans some love. Hey Star Wars fans, welcome back to another video from All Things Star Wars Considered. As always, I'm your host Doug, and today we're going to take a look at a piece that I just picked up from Stan Solo. Here it is. It just arrived in the mail today. I'm very excited. I've been looking for this piece for quite some time. There's a small little backstory to it, and when we return, we'll get into that. So stick around. That's coming up next. Okay, now let's get into this box. Now, if you guys have been following this channel long enough, did I already cut that one? Oh yeah, maybe I already have. Okay, you probably remember that I've said that, I've been collecting since I was 14. And I was fortunate enough, why isn't this coming? Oh, okay, there it is. I was fortunate enough to pick up the entire set of Power of the Force figures that came out in '85. I was very, very fortunate for that. I think the most I paid for any one figure was $2.87. Now, as I got older, I decided that I wanted to start displaying some of these figures. I had the complete set of Kenner figures, the original 96, as everybody calls it. But the problem is that you want to set up displays, you want to, make dioramas and stuff showing off these figures. But you know what? They're valuable. And, you put them on in displays, you put them on display, sun, could damage them, fade them, they get dirty. Accessories could get lost, accessories could get broken. So what ends up happening is you end up socking these figures away, and that's not much fun. You know how I feel about the sterilization of a collection. It's meant to be enjoyed, displayed, played with, viewed. And putting figures in collector's cases and, socked away in drawers and boxes and in baggies, it's just not very fun. So, you want to display them, but you don't want to, allow them to get damaged. So what I started to do is picking up a second set. And it started with variations because obviously you needed the variations as part of the collection anyway. So you got two Yodas because, one had the orange snake, one had the brown snake. You got the two hands because one head was small head and the other one was large head. And you got a vinyl cape Jawa and a cloth cape Jawa and so on and so forth, And then it got to the point where I decided, okay, I want every figure. But now when you get to the Power of the Force figures, those become extremely expensive. So, let's, to that end, let's get into this. So I picked up most of them. And then I just decided that along the way, it didn't really matter if I was getting repros because I had the originals and then the repros or the second set of figures were going to just be for display. So it didn't really matter. You just wanted it to look the part. So I've been looking for this last figure, and this will complete the last 17. And it is, wow, cool to see this figure. It is R2-D2 pop-up lightsaber. And I just got this from Stan Solo. I've been looking for this figure for a long time. And it just popped up into his shop. And I am thrilled to get it. I almost don't want to touch it. I mean, I get it. It's a repro. And according to his site, it said this figure had blemishes. And I wanted it so bad that I just picked it up. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever blemishes he claims that it has aren't enough to bother me. I'm actually thrilled with this figure. So look at how great this figure looks. And if you want to add an R2 pop-up lightsaber into your display, what better way to do it than with a repro? And of course, there's the, pulled him out of the frame. There's the lightsaber. And of course, obviously, the whole thing's a repro, but still looks great. You know the cool thing about it? Look at this leg. It's kind of bent in. And, well, actually, both of them are bent in. You look at the bottom, right? You've got that weird bottom of the dome, and you have this little indentation where the lightsaber sits, because it's got to go down all the way into the barrel of the droid. And so they created this little indentation so that it would be able to go that extra 1/4 of an inch. And then as you turn the head, it starts to, that whole thing turns, and then the lightsaber pops up. So you don't need it to go all the way down as it starts to rotate. So he captured that. And like I was starting to say, see how the legs turn in? Now you say, oh man, that stinks. Actually, it doesn't really, because I happened to grab my original. And again, this is why I don't care about picking up this figure, because I already have the original. The coin, look at the original price tag. It says $287 from Toys R Us. It's still got the, it's unpunched, because this was just lying in a bin. You flip to the back. It's still got the original proof of purchase. By the time I picked this figure up, there were no more promotional offers, so I didn't need to pull this figure, pull that particular proof of purchase off the card. This is damaged, you know, because I've opened it. You know, the figure will actually come out of here. But my point of the whole thing is, look at the legs. They bend in. And it seems to me that Stan Solo captured that with this figure. They bend in just like this one bends in. So, I mean, this looks great. I mean, I paid a little bit of money for it, but obviously, if you buy this figure on the secondary market, this figure is going to probably be 4 times the amount, and it's going to be in horrible condition. So I'm looking at this. I am completely satisfied with this. You know, when I was purchasing it, it said it was the last one, and it had a blemish. And again, I've looked this thing over pretty extensively while I'm doing the review here, and I do not see anything that troubles me that would make this a non-factor. I mean, the dome looks great. Everything looks fantastic on this. He obviously felt that he couldn't sell this as, you know, mint, but as far as I'm concerned, it looks mint to me. So I'm glad that I could open this up. Again, this is just going to be a short and sweet video. And like I was telling my friend Gary, he actually reached out to me after I did the Jabba's Palace video, and obviously he said, you know, it was quite extensive, but he enjoyed it. And I said to him back that you know, sometimes when you're doing videos, you don't want to make them super long, because you know, people will lose interest, people don't have the time. And I said, you know, sometimes you go to the drive-thru and just pick up a quick bite to eat, and sometimes you want to go into a restaurant, sit down, have a nice steak dinner, and kind of savor every bite. Well, guess what? The Jabba's Palace was the sit-down dinner, and this one is just the quick drive-through. So we're just going to kind of wrap this one up, and this is going to be a nice short and sweet video this week, but I just wanted to share with you this R2, and you know, when you put him up against his predecessor that came out in '85, I think we can all agree that this is you know, a really good substitute if you want to create displays. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the vintage reproduction R2-D2 with pop-up lightsaber. Now, I know there's some people out there that are dead set against repros. They're dead set against Stan Solo. There's other people out there that absolutely love Stan Solo. And regardless of what camp you fall in, I'm just using this figure for displays. So do you want to take a $300-400 action figure from the 1985 line and pop it in the display, and then, you know, a year or two down the line, you know, you start doing some moving around, cleaning things up, and it's all faded, it's all dusty, you know, it's all kind of blemished from just sitting on a, you know, on a shelf? Or do you want to take a repro, like a Stan Solo figure, put that in a display, and then later on, if something happens to it, you know, it's a little easier pill to swallow. So that's kind of where I stand with a lot of repros. I'm not one of these sticklers anyways. I will pick up a repro. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm not trying to kind of, you know, walk this fine line here. You know, some people hate repros. Some people love them. Me, I have no problem with them. You know, anything that can enhance my collection, I'm all for. You know, I'm not out here to make a buck. I'm not out here to, you know, try to deceive other collectors and, you know, try to pass something off. If I have a Stan Solo piece, I'm going to let you know that's a Stan Solo piece. If I have an original piece, I'm going to say that's an original piece. I'm not trying to blur the lines here. I'm just trying to, you know, enhance my collection in any way, shape, or form. So this figure fit in perfectly. The price was right, and I was thrilled to be able to complete the original 96. If I have to be completely honest, and I was sharing this with my buddy George the other day, I am one figure short. I still need a blue snaggletooth. I have an original blue snaggletooth, but I just haven't picked up a second one. And I'm obviously not going to pay top dollar for a second blue snaggletooth when I already have one. So that will be a repro one down the line. I just haven't found the right deal yet, and I haven't found the right figure. A couple I've seen just don't kind of fit the part. There's something a bit off with them, and I just can't put my finger on it, but something just doesn't seem right. So when the time comes, I will pick up a blue snaggletooth, and then I will have two complete sets of original 96 figures, and that's exciting because I like to sock away the originals and then use the second set for displays and the like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to start to move on and wrap up this week's segment. Before we do so, though, I'd like to thank everybody for the continued support of the channel. If you haven't done so, I ask you to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. You know, that helps the channel as well. If you have a question, a comment, maybe you want to weigh in on Stan Solo and his products, please leave them in the comment section, and you know I'll get back to each and every one of you. Want to remind everybody to have a great day. Thank everybody for watching, and we will see you on the next video. And as always, may the Force be with you.
There's an old man living cold and poor. Feels like there's nothing to give. There's a young boy crossing by his path, reflected how he lives.